Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the iceHQ Ice Rink in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Wurrungi and Boiwurrung traditional lands, where we are watching the B2 Grand Final from the Spring and Summer Beer League here at iceHQ for 2022 for B2 between the Arctic Thunder in the blue and white and the Dog's Breakfast in the yellow and, well, Dog's Breakfasty colours of yellow and purple. All the same. The last two times these two teams played, the Arctic Thunder won 7-1. That was quite some time ago. The two teams did finish 1 and 2 on the ladder. So it could be an interesting little tussle. So I'm expecting it certainly to be. For the Arctic Thunder, we have Scott Versuchen, Josh Curra, Kristen Dryden, Miles Birch, Murray Ferguson, Matthew Melrose, was bothered in his forwards, Will Lovell, Alexander Cook, Chris Weapons, Holland, Brady Lucas, David McAvoy, RJ Houston, and plus Abucci, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right in defence, and the redoubtable Mark Farello, who I'm sure will listen to this broadcast later and pick holes in everything when I say Mark Farello in there. He's a great goaltender and a very good bloke to have around the rink. Dog's Breakfast have Dan Conroy, Tom Nice, Randall Bazaire, Nate McCabe, Michael Somerville, Adam Clear, Chris Somerville, Nick Parbury, Hal Macca McClavity, Sean Morgan, Dave Wright, TC Nguyen, Darryl Rule, and we think Knowles, Lawton Madolo, but we're not 100% sure because they've got it on their team sheet, so we're going to have to guess one a little bit, but I do think it might be Lawton Madolo in goal for the Dogs Breakfast. They've had no actual formal goaltender throughout the season. They've had a bit of a clearing all the way through, so an interesting situation for them. So it's going to be an interesting little tussle. Again, last time these two teams played, the Arctic Thunder did win 7-1, so they would go into this game as favourites, but it's a final. Anything can happen. Any dog can have its day. And there is a Dog's Breakfast here, and quite a few of those dogs, and they may well end up having their day today. We will find out after 60 minutes of furious, fast action here in a B2 Beer League here at Reservoir at the iceHQ Ice Arena. Rules are a little bit different if you've watched international rules, NHL and so forth. The icing rules here in particular is the one that's most significantly different. There is no stoppage of play for most icing circumstances. If you dump the puck from your side end of the rink and it crosses the goal line at the other end, you're merely required to not apply pressure to the opposition until such time as they have recognisable foul. You don't have to go back for a defensive zone face-off unless you transgress and do apply early pressure. So that icing rule does keep the game moving. The drawback from the point of view of an attacking team is that a defensive team can just dump the puck all the way down the other end for no real penalty. And we saw the advantage of that last night when we had two teams in the B3 Grand Final both severely depleted by COVID. We're about to get this game now underway. Referee Chris Armstrong-Frey drops the puck and we are underway as the Thunder dump it into the neutral zone. Dog's Breakfast pick it up through the defence. Big cross ice pass there from the Dogs, but only as far as the middle of the ice. And we have Josh Curra now trying to make his first shot on the net, but unable to complete it as 43, who is that? Adam Flair tries to clear it out for the Dogs. A bit of to and fro through the neutral zone until the puck gets deep into the corner for the Dogs. Big cross ice pass breaks it out, but only as far as the awaiting Arctic Thunder defence will clear it back up the boards and make their first change. Near 40 seconds into the game, so good changing discipline there by the Thunder, getting the shifts nice and short as the Dogs try and break it out cleanly from their defensive zone up to the forwards, but Houston for the Thunder manages to get control and he's dumped down into defensive zone for the Dog's Breakfast, now looking to break it out again. Off the half boards, but caught back in by an aggressive forecheck by Kristen Dryden. But there's a breakaway now for the Dog's Breakfast, 2-on-1, goes in for the shot, and Mark Farello saves the day for the Arctic Thunder. Nice move there by Michael Somerville, picking up the cross ice pass in the 2-on-1 for that quick break, but Mark Farello in his first touch shuts down a very dangerous move by the Dog's Breakfast. Straight away. Face off won by the Dog's Breakfast, crossing and turning around there, but swamped by Thunder, and they clear the puck out only as far as the awaiting Dog's Breakfast defence. So a little bit offside there, Phil in. For Somerville, I should say. It's wearing the Phil in jersey, very helpful for benefit. And the Thunder get a shot on, but only a little bit of a dribbler, and Madolo, at least we think it's Madolo, just manages to clear it out nicely up to the half boards for the Thunder. They'll try and tap it in, but now we have a 3-on-2 breakaway for the Dogs, but they lose sight of it. Michael Somerville not quite able to corral the puck, but he has another go, and now we have a move through the neutral zone, but nicely stifled by a forechecking Miles Birch for the Thunder, who is in now trying to set up a move. He's a bit isolated, hasn't got any help. He's still got the puck moving around through the neutral zone, through the offensive zone, I should say, where he dropped their stick on the ice, and that is Josh Curra here, stickless, as the puck comes up to the blue line, shot in through traffic, and a backhanded shot there by Chris Botherton, not quite able to find the net. Has another shot, and it's in the net, and Modolo not able to stop that one. Nice bit of sustained pressure by the Arctic Thunder, and that results in the first goal of the game. We'll see it on the replay with a little bit of luck. Let's wait and see if we get that. Looks like we're not going to, but that gives us the Arctic Thunder first blood against the Dogs with 13 minutes to go in the first. Thunder win face-off, cross to their winger. A little bit of neither team getting a real advantage, and the Thunder just clear it out of their defensive zone nicely through that was Brad Lucas. And now the Thunder dump it out again up to the point. Matthew Melrose tries to get through traffic, dodging left and right, gets a little bit of a backhander on, but Modolo this time deals with it, and that's cleared all the way out for a nice sweeping shot by the Dogs Breakfast all the way down the other end. No ice, must have touched someone. Aggressive forecheck coming in as Nate McKay puts a lot of pressure on the Thunder defence. Pretty keen to get that goal back for Dogs. Thunder clear the puck out now. And, a foot race to the puck. One just by Noyan, who managed to go back and clear the puck. Only as far as the Houston in defence for the Thunder, who dumps it in. Puck deep in the corner now for the Thunder, but they're out of numbers as they're getting a change. Dogs Breakfast clearing it up towards as far as the neutral zone. But a bit of a challenge on now as Nick Parbury gets a bit of a chance, tries the backhand, but once again Mark Ferrello shuts it down, but it gets past him, and that's gone through. We'll just get a look at this one on the replay. You'll see it looked like he had Ferrello had it all tied up. He's made the first save. The puck bobbles around and catches the rebound. I think that's actually bounced off the back of Ferrello's pads and gone in off him. We'll see it from the top down view. It looked to all money as if it was safe. The puck's bounced off the backboards, but yet that's bounced off Ferrello and back in. So a cheeky little goal to bring it up to 1 goal apiece with 11 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first. So we'll just wait for Ferrello to get himself sorted out. He was a bit dishevelled. Tries to dump it in for another shot as we're all tied up at 1 goal apiece with just over 11 minutes to play in the first. Some good inventive play from both teams so far. Puck down deep in the corner for Weapons Holland, not quite able to clear it. And the Dogs keep it in, they do. A shot from a distance, safely blocked by Ferrello. There wasn't much on it, but those dribblers through traffic can sometimes get through you as Birch tries to get through, but is beaten by the Dogs' defence. But instead, Curra had a go, but only as far as a highly pressured shot under a lot of pressure, and Modolo well able to corral that as Brad Lucas dumps it deep in the corner. And the Dogs break it across through the zone, and now we have Giroux on his own. Deeks once, Deeks twice, but Ferrello again cuts it off, puts it into the corner. There's a loose puck in front of there. Is anyone going to get the shot on? They do, but it's not in the net, still out the front. Can the Thunder clear it out, but they get as far as the point. Played back in by Howell. And the puck behind the net now, back up to Howell again, who has a shot from a distance. Bounces off the feet of Lucas, and the Thunder manage to clear it out. Some good pressure by the Dogs Breakfast. They manage to clear the zone. Again, another nice little breakout move by the Dogs. They've got one player on his own from a distance. Can he get a shot on? He's totally surrounded by Thunder as the Dogs making a change. And now the Thunder with a chance to break it out under minimal pressure. Plays up to Lovell, but Lovell dispossessed. And we have an infraction. We have too many players on the ice for... I'm not sure yet who it is who's getting too many players. Waiting to see who it is. Bit of a rookie mistake. Pressure of a grand final. Looks like it's a Dogs Breakfast who will be sitting the penalty, so it will give the Arctic Thunder the numerical advantage for the next 2 minutes. Line up for their face-off. And won by Thunder. play it back and use their point, or it's stuck in the corner at the moment. There's 2 Dogs breakfast players all over the puck. As a result, they're a bit exposed in the slot. They've got a player floating around high slot very opportunistically, Scott Versusen, but he's still unmarked in the moment, just waiting for that pass to come across to him. The Dogs not picking him up. Now they've got some players back. Point shot in from Houston, but not able to really get onto it. Shot from a distance. He's flung in and gets past everyone, and that was Scotty Versusen with a nice shot through a lot of traffic. Oh, we couldn't see that one coming, and we have 2 goals to the Thunder. 1 goal to the Dogs with 8 minutes remaining. When the puck is dropped, we will be at 8 minutes. 5 shots to the Thunder to 3 for the Dogs so far, and that finishes the penalty. So they took advantage of that penalty. Dogs will need to be careful with their changes. The referee's very much onto that as Kara drives into the corner, pass across the front of the net, shot in, but this time Madolo makes the save. Now the Dogs trying to break it out through traffic, and they do, but just manage to clear the zone. Picked up by Thunder, who play it safely back to their D. Fan on the pass, but not under enough pressure for it to matter as it comes up forward for Kara, who plays across to the unmarked, looking for the wraparound Thunder. But fortunately for the Dogs, they get back there in enough numbers to tidy it up. The puck's still loose behind the net, not able to clear it out. The big shot from the point only goes as far as, it was 55. Lost track of it. There is no 55. Anyway, shot from the point by the Thunder, but it comes back to the Dogs, who now clear the zone. And Nate McCabe dumps it into the corner to get around the high pinch by the Dogs. Loses his footing behind the net. Puck's loose now, and the Thunder try to clear it out. But nice forechecking pressure by the Dogs, who keep the puck in deep to keep the pressure on the Arctic Thunder. We've got a player now loose, just floating around the side as Howell puts it across the front of the net. Opportunity pass missed by Conroy. It was a good chance. Not quite able to get on the puck. He's still fighting for it as they try and get a pass from Gretzky's office. Raise it up to the point. And it is Adam Howell who dumps it back in again. Shot across the front of the net, but it misses everyone and everything. And the puck comes all the way out of the defensive zone for the Thunder, and they get a desperately needed change. The Dogs playing it out from behind the net. Plenty of time and space. They break it across to Fleer, who is dispossessed. And they're trying to break it out. A little bit of neutral zone board battling. And there's 3 Dogs and 2 Thunder, which means there's lots of unmarked plays floating around, boys. The Thunder clear it out. Ryden dumps it in deep, but only as far as Darryl Rule, who goes in to tidy it up for the Dogs breakfast, breaking it around the opposite boards. Still stuck in the corner, and a bit of a blind spot here for commentary. I can't see what's going on, but it is down deep in the corner. And can the Dogs break it out? And they do clear it. 1-on-1 situation now. We have 43. Adam Fleer with a chance, gets a shot across the front, but not quite able to make the connection. The Dogs have committed deep with a lot of players in on the rush. They're a little bit exposed to a breakaway if it happens. But it's okay to take that risk as long as you know what you're doing. Pass across through the middle of the neutral zone, trying to get some puck, and everyone's losing track of where it is. Thunder almost with a break in, but Dogs there in numbers, and they clear it back out. And the Dogs again breaking it out of their offensive zone. It goes as far as Hardbury, sorry. Dogs again in their defensive zone looking for moves, but the clearance, unfortunately for them, runs into bodies, and the bodies wearing pink jerseys, but now the pink jerseys get it out, and the Thunder fire it deep with an under pressure situation. Forechecking is, it's 22 on this team sheet, but anyway, thank you guys for wearing the right numbers, it's very helpful. Top from the point by the Thunder, misses everything. Luckily for Modolo, didn't go anywhere near the actual net, and the Dogs try to clear it out successfully. The puck all the way down the other end as Weapons Holland goes down to pick the puck up for the Thunder, looking for an opportunity to break it out, and he does successfully, and it's a shot technically all the way a 200-footer. He races off to get himself a change, but Modolo saw that one safely to the corner. The Thunder with the puck, but now the Dogs pick it up behind the net, looking for the opportunity to break it up the side, and they do, but only as far as the point man who grabs it, shoots it low on the 5-hole of Modolo, who makes no mistake and swallows it up. So we have a very short break while a face-off is organised. It's a pretty long period of continuous play, not many whistles blown, which is nice. 4 minutes to go in the first. 2 goals to the Thunder, 1 to the Dogs. As the face-off won by the Thunder, to their point. But they just dump it back into the corner, and the Dogs fling it all the way out. It is an icing, but again, iceHQ rules. It's not a huge issue. Hansen goes into forecheck on the Thunder. The pressure manages to keep the puck in the hands of the Thunder, but the Thunder managed to clear it out now. The Dogs looking to play it back in. Loose puck, it just bobbles around, and a shot by... Get the number in just a second. Right, Miles Birch picks up a stray buck from bad clearance by the Dogs' breakfast. So really should have cleared that one out. But Birch picked up very opportunistically and made no mistake straight past Madolo. Dogs win the face-off, but only as far as Houston for the Thunder. A bit of loose puck handling at the moment from both teams. But the Thunder so far the beneficiary of the mistake. So Matthew Milrose will make a trip over to the bench. He's worn a puck in a particularly unpleasant position. He'll be very uncomfortable for a while. It's a rather keen Alexander Cook was dispossessed, trying to wait for a passing option, and instead was picked up by a forecheck. And now we have a player who's gone down in the corner in a little bit the worse for wear. They're going to get, I think, a penalty on the Arctic Thunder, and I think that's going to be Miles Birch doing 2 minutes. We'll find out exactly what for in a moment, as the Dogs breakfast player still yet to get up off the ground. See exactly what happened. It's in a bit of a blind spot from where I'm standing. There's a bit of a still girder in the way. The Dogs will have a power play for the last 2 minutes of this period, or potentially longer, depending on how long it takes to get the game underway. As 94, sorry, Huss Abuch sitting in the penalty box. Randall Bazaire, the player who wore it, is starting off. And we have the power play now for 1 minute and 45 seconds. And the Dogs take advantage of it. They will Thunder clear the puck out. They don't quite manage to get it out. Kept nicely by Nguyen. But now the Thunder have the puck, and all they need to do is dump the puck down the other end. They do have a lead, but not successfully. Not enough on that one, but they get it out now in the hands of Will Lovell, who's dispossessed, and comes back to the Dogs now with a chance to try and do a bit of a break-in on the penalty kill by the Thunder. Thunder set out quite nicely in a traditional box defence. Weapons Holland dumps it all the way down the other end, and they get themselves a change. 1 minute to go in the period. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go on the power play, as the Dogs now have an opportunity to break it in against the Arctic Thunder. With one aggressive forecheck, a double player aggressive forecheck. You're looking for a shorty, but not quite able to. Madolo just pushes that one out to the corner. So very aggressive forechecking by the Thunder at the moment on their penalty kill. It's a little bit risky, but it works. They have a shot from the point, but beaten, and now they have a situation where they've got to sort it out. Dogs breakfast offside for them. Drew just managing to get himself on the wrong side of the line, and that's not what they needed at this point. They need goals. Can they get the goal here? It's deep in the push. Loose puck bobbling around. It's still loose puck in the front of the slot. Drew looking to get a shot away. No one gets anything away in the end, and the Dogs have one line in the background. It's a bit of a carnival in front of the net, but finally the Arctic Thunder managed to dump the puck down the other end, and we will see the end of the period. And at the end of the first, the Arctic Thunder 3, the Dogs 1. The Thunder will be starting the second period on 18 seconds of penalty kill. They did get a bit ragged there in front of the net on in that last 30 seconds, and the Dogs certainly had some chances, but they weren't able to convert it. It's often the way when they have an organised defence that's back there in numbers. The Thunder certainly did run quite an aggressive forecheck, and they got a good shot away on the penalty kill as well. So defence, a good attack sometimes being a very effective defence, and that's what we saw in that particular last little bit of that penalty kill. So Thunder quite powerful. Again, when they did play last time, the Thunder did win at 7-1. This time they're 3-1 at the end of the first period. Shots on the net, 9 to the Thunder to 7 to the Dogs. Dogs have had some good opportunities. They've certainly got the individual skills to get through. Mark Ferrello doing an excellent job in the net for the Thunder. He's made some pretty good saves, and he'd be a little bit disappointed, I think, about that one that bounced off his back. But not much you can do about that. That's one of those opportunistic bits of luck that every now and then happens. The goal scorer there for the Dogs, Nick Parbury, who managed to bounce it off the back. So just about to start the second. 18 seconds of power play for the Dogs. They want to get a shot away pretty quickly. They don't want to waste the opportunity because Abuch will be back on very quickly indeed. He's only got another 15 seconds to serve on his penalty, which was too many players. No, it's a lie. It was a hooking penalty, actually. Shot in from the distance by the Dogs, but it just doesn't make it as far as the net. Thunder back there in numbers, and now they have a chance up the boards with but anyway, a little bit of pushing, shoving behind the net. Shot in from the distance by Habuch, who's come straight in off his penalty and immediately, effectively, going to get a shot in, looking for a deflection, but didn't quite get it. Good chance as it comes back into the neutral zone, and the Thunder following it up onto the middle of the slot position. A little bit slack on the defence there. The Dogs just waiting for pressure from the Thunder getting up on them. They want to have a little bit more urgency in their play. The Thunder doing a good job of getting in and forechecking quickly, putting the Dogs under a lot of pressure when they are just being a little bit slow with their initial movements. Ferguson now passes it across ice. It doesn't get in. Dumped in by Butch again, who puts it deep into the corner. Big forecheck coming in by Alexander Cook on the Dogs. The Dogs again just a little bit slow to get in and tighten their puck up. They've got to just lift their urgency a little bit in the second period. They're down by 2 goals. They can't afford to be complacent. They need to move faster. And the back of the net. Jolo down, trying to cover the one side. And the Dogs managed to clear it out, but only as far as Nguyen, who fixes it all up. And now shot in from the distance by a weapons. Holland bounces off the back of someone's leg and goes high. He's harmlessly into the corner. And Lucas get a shot in from the distance, flies it in fast. Puck is loose in front of the net, but the Dogs back there in sufficient numbers to clear the puck into the corner. Just trying to clear it out now, and they don't quite get it out because it's held in by the Thunder. And that was Birch doing a great job, but finally the Dogs managed to clear the zone. They're looking to return the favour and see if they can get some shots on Mark Ferrello, see if they can get past his pads. A little bit of luck. We need it. And that's the Thunder doing a good job now, breaking it out. Pinching past 1D, who collapses on his feet. A bit slow to get back up. As Lovell now breaking down the side, has a shot in, but it goes across the front of Modolo. The defence on the point, holding the blue line nicely. A little tricky bouncer, but it goes behind everyone, misses everything. And the Dogs try and chip it up high to break it out, and they clear the zone. There's Arctic Thunder in numbers, and they have control, bringing it back up the boards to Curra, who drives it in deep. He puts himself in the slot, unmarked, looking for the backhander. Goes around behind the net. Puck behind the net. Loose players in front of the slot there for the Thunder, not being picked up by Dogs quickly enough, but Dogs managed to get a bit of a bounce, and they clear the zone. Back to Thunder in the neutral zone, but now the puck comes back into the slot for the Dogs, and we're playing a bit of table tennis. And the puck did just come out there, but it didn't matter because all of the Thunder were out anyway. You can see just that urgency of the Arctic Thunder forecheck is putting the Dogs under a lot of pressure. And they're not getting a good clearance. And they're getting, as a result, the Thunder are getting good sustained pressure, which is just adding to fatigue. Puck goes around the back of the net. McAvoy unmarked up on the point. They pass up to him. They'll get a shot away. No. Beaten by Somerville. He tries to go through a wall of pink, and he's not getting through there. And the Thunder break it up to Matthew Melrose. And he puts it into the corner for the Thunder, moving around the front. Puck played across the front. No Thunder there, but still managing to pick up possession. Dogs still just a little bit slow to get rid of it. Puck bounces across the middle, looking for the tip in for 15, who I don't have on my team list. But, there we go. Can't get it right if you don't know the numbers. McClaverty with a move by the Dogs, but he was all on his own. There wasn't much he could do about it, and the Thunder dumped the puck in deep. 3 goals to lead at the moment with just over 11 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second. The Thunder at the moment pretty much in charge of this game. They're controlling the puck a lot better, and their forecheck is very aggressive. And as a result, they're getting more scoring opportunities, as we're seeing now. Puck comes across the front of the net, backhander, but Modolo swallows it up. He did just touch the toe of his pad, Then he managed to stop the rebound. There wasn't much on it. And we will have an offensive zone face-off for the Thunder. You can watch here, you'll see Cook on his forehand. Will he take a shot from the face-off? No, he tries to win it back, but loses the face-off. Good opportunity there for forward to actually take a shot. If it doesn't go in, you get a rebound or you get another chance. Slowly tries to clear it out. And the shot in from the distance. It's a tricky bouncer. It goes past everyone. Thunder with a shot loose in front of the net, but Madolo's pads are in the way. Nice work from Madolo, but he's on his back at the moment. He's very much out of position. Can they get a shot on? They do. And not able to get up in time. He was a bit tangled up in something. And as a result, the loose puck finished off fairly routinely by the Thunder. And you can see Madolo was very much tangled up in his own footing. Not sure exactly what was happening. He's having a quick issue. He's on his back for quite some time. As a result, that loose puck finished off. Thunder win the face-off. They're out to a 4-1 lead. Through the neutral zone, Thunder again. To get a shot away. Corralled into the corner. This time they clear it out in a one-on-one situation for the Dogs. They've got 2-on-1 now. Loose player in the slot for the Dogs to get the pass across, but it doesn't quite go in. Forello doing a good job of covering it up, and he's a bit slow to get to his feet as well. The puck bobbling around in loose, but the referee blows it up, and there will be a face-off. Good piece of counter-attack by the Dogs. They had a good chance there. A numerical advantage. The Thunder want to be a little bit careful here. They don't get complacent. They do have a good lead. 4-1 is a pretty big buffer. But if they get complacent now, pretty soon the game can turn around. We've all seen the Maple Leafs do it. You can lose a game from anywhere. So, if you're Maple Leafs fans, I don't apologise. You knew what you were getting into before it started. Anyway, puck comes across the front, but not quite able to put it in. Was Randall Bazaire, but nearly got it. We're going to give prizes for nearly. This is the puck dumped up the blue line by the Dogs, looking for an opportunity to get a shot away. Will they play up to the unmarked point this time? Right, circling around unmarked. Puck bobbles around the front. Here it comes up to right. Gets a shot in, deliberately off to the side, looking for a rebound to the Dogs, and they've got loose players in front of the slot. But, now the Thunder managed to clear it out. Nice little puck battle, won by Wright. Only just, but just is good enough. Of them come to grips. Got an innocent collision. It looked innocent from where I was standing, and it was only about a metre away. So loose puck in the zone for the Dogs. Managed to clear it out to half boards, and a nice backhanded pass. And we have a bit of speed here, and a shot coming from a distance, but over the top of Madolo and everything. Circling around on the point, waiting for the opportunity, but the Dogs have it with numbers and plenty of time and space for their breakout as the Thunder make a change. Not quite seeing what was going on there for the Thunder with Somerville. To the side of the puck a little bit, it was behind him. As the Dogs again try and break it out through the neutral, get it out of the end of the neutral zone, and they do. Dropping and diving the Dogs, but hustled into the corner there was Don Conroy. Loses the puck, and the Thunder will break it out again. But it goes as far as Wright, who pushes it back into the middle of the neutral zone, but it's stolen by Thunder. Neutral zone backwards and forwards. Just bobbling around, puck picked up by Conroy, who's got a lot of pressure on him, but he manages to get a shot, but it's pushed away by the stick of Brad Lucas. And now the puck in the corner for the Thunder. Weapons Holland trying to clear it out. And they clear the zone, but only as far back as the Dogs defence. But the Dogs defence clearance there by 93, who again isn't on the list. Doesn't quite manage, sorry, 93, who isn't on the list, didn't manage to clear it out. And they have a loose puck across the front of the net. No one there, no one at home for the Thunder though to take advantage of it. And the Dogs clear it out. A great scoring opportunity for them. Opportunity to take it up to 5-1. Quite able to do so. And this time the Dogs going for a sneaky backhand, but dispossessed. And now we have 2-on-2. Nice cross-ice dump, but chopped off beautifully by McAbity. And we have a race for the puck, won by the Thunder. Loose puck is tidied up quite nicely in the end by Mark Ferrello. And you'll see everyone probably trying to get a change. It's been a fairly frantic last couple of minutes of this game. The standard here in B2 pretty high, as you would expect. Is the third highest grade here in the beer league. iceHQ. 6 minutes to play. The Thunder with a 4-1 lead. Comes back out to the point, but not able to control it. McClavity. Now the puck comes in deep in the neutral zone, but the Dogs with possession from the point. McClavity again dumps it across. Foot race to the puck in the corner. Won by Weapons Holland, but only as far as the half wall. Picked up by the Dogs, but gone lying around on their backsides. The Thunder managed to clear it out. That would be icing in normal hockey, but this is iceHQ beer league, and a miss on the defensive play there by McClavity. Sets up the Thunder with another opportunity. They're going to have to just be a little bit more careful with their puck handling as there's a push and shove now in front of the net. Around the back of the net come the Thunder. Loose shot, but blocked by, ultimately, Madolo's pad. Makes a good save. Another chance for a shot across the front, but this time no one home. We have a little bit of a squabble in the corner. Meeting of minds between Birch and, by the look of it, Bazaire. Bazaire quite upset about something. No, it's not Bazaire. That's, I'll tell you in just a second who that is, who's got a bit cranky. Darryl Rule getting a little bit of a holiday. We'll sit 2 minutes. Looks like we might have 2 players from the Dogs Breakfast in the box. One for initial infringement, another one possibly for a little bit of roughing, and as a result, the Thunder now have a penalty, the power play, and the Dogs will have to defend with a double 2 players sitting in the box. They will have a 5-on-3, the Thunder. Very difficult to defend against that one. I'll tell you exactly what the penalty is for in just a moment, but a great opportunity for the Thunder with 5-on-3 with 4 minutes to go in the third, and they've got that penalty for quite some time. But Conroy makes a steal. He doesn't get through. Now he's got to make sure he gets back pretty quickly, because when you've got that disadvantage, if the Thunder can get around it, the Dogs have got a fair bit of work to do to try and just try and prevent the goal. 5-on-3 situation is usually a goal for the attacking team, but in this case, it's not quite so likely for the Thunder. They just kind of found on that a few times, and it's good work there by Nguyen, who's doing a good job of trying to keep the puck out, and this time, uncharacteristically, the Thunder now with a loose puck in front of the shot from a distance, but Madolo makes the save and closes it all up. And some more push and shove. This is getting a little bit feisty. We're going to see a couple more penalties just out here, I suspect, as we have a bit of push and shove. Madolo wisely gets out of the way of it all, and it's 39 there for the Dogs Breakfast. That's Sean Morgan getting a bit stocky. And Matthew Melrose coming over to see the penalty, as well as Morgan will be sitting out additionally for another 2 minutes. So 3 players in the penalty box for the Dogs Breakfast, which is absolutely not what they need. If they want to win this game, they need to play with a bit of discipline. And that's just a bit silly, really, as the referee's having a bit of a discussion with the 2 team captains. But for the benefit of the Dogs, what this is doing is, while they have a player in the box, the penalty clock is still running down on the existing 2 penalties. So I'm not going to suggest that they did that deliberately, because I don't think they're quite that conscious of it. But they may have done. What it is doing is shutting down that penalty timer on the initial 2 penalties for Rule and McClavity. So Rule getting 2 for unsportsmanlike, McClavity for interference, and Melrose 2 for roughing. And we still have 5-on-3. As Wright falls on his backside, which is absolutely not what he needed, but the save made by Madolo, and now the Thunder with some structure in their attack, and they get the shot across, a bit of a dummy shot. I think 5-on-4 now. A bit strange in terms of who just came out of the box, but McClavity comes back on, and the Dogs now with 4-on-5, making the move down deep into the corner. And they get one back, and it looks like to me we've got 4-on-5 at the moment. No, all the penalties have been wiped off. It's a bit of a mystery now in terms of what's going on, but we'll find out sooner or later. And the Thunder, all they need to do is control it, really. They don't need to take any risks. They've got a 3-goal buffer. They can actually, if they want to, just dump the puck all the way down the other end and just force the Dogs to keep coming back at them for the next 18 minutes, 17 and a half minutes of hockey if they want to. It's not the most fun to watch, but it works. But they're not going to do that. They want to score more goals. But they've got to be careful if they're not complacent, because charging in and scoring a goal, here's the Dogs. The sneaky steal from a complacent Thunder defence who were just kind of staring at the puck. You can't afford to sit there and look at it. You've got to chase the thing quickly, especially at this level. And that was for the Dogs, Adam Fleer, who came in with a cheeky little piece of opportunistic stealing and puts the puck in the net and gets past Mike Frello, who will be pretty pissed off with that one, I'd imagine. It's his fault. He's a little bit abandoned by his defence. And we have now 4 on 2 with 40 seconds to go in the second. So the Dogs have got themselves back into the game, despite some real discipline earlier on in that period. Weapons Holland just managing to control the puck, makes a move in, and now we have 2 on 1 for the Thunder, but it looks like the save just made by Murdolo. And it looked like it went through his 5-hole, but got caught between his legs. So a little bit of fortune, and we are back to 5 on 5. Not sure where the 2 minutes have gone, but this puck drop will see the end of the period as Holland has a shot in from a distance, misses everything. And the buzzer goes at the end of the second period in this grand final game for B2 between the Arctic Thunder and the Dogs Breakfast. The Arctic Thunder 4, Dogs 2. Shots on the net at the moment, 15 for the Thunder to 12 for the Dogs. A bit of ill discipline and some argy-bargy occurred throughout that period. But boys will hopefully screw their heads on a little bit tighter and not be quite so silly, because it doesn't help them. You've got 2 players sitting in the box. You just don't need that very much. While it does break open the game and lead for a bit of opportunism occasionally, you generally want to not have your players sitting in the box if you can avoid it. That said, you've got to look after your goalie and you've got to defend your players. So there's no right answer. But at the same time, you really want to avoid trying to play short-handed if you can and make it so. With 10 seconds to go in the intermission now, we'll be starting the third period. The Thunder 4, the Dogs 2. So it's still very much a game. The Dogs have got some pretty aggressive players, and the Thunder did get a little bit complacent through the second half of that period on occasion. Defence just a little bit slow to pick up the puck. As a result, we've seen players like Conroy and Nace and Howell do pretty well at getting in and picking up those steals. Very quick gentlemen. Now it's Kara for the Thunder. With the near corner pass across the front, shot into the pads of Murdolo to the point. And McAvoy dumps it deep into the corner. Puck cleared all the way across. There's a 220-footer. Look at the diagonal. And the Thunder now go back to tidy it up in the hands of David McAvoy. Breaks it out. Looking for someone to pass to. Not an awful lot happening for him though. Thunder in Somerville looking for the cross-ice pass. So they get pushed into the corner, but Thunder back in numbers. Conroy makes his way through, but he's dispossessed. And the Thunder dump puck all the way out, and the Dogs will have to go back and pick it up again as Macca McClaverty goes back to get the puck, looking for the breakout. Bounces it just off the boards. It gets clear of the first line of Thunder defence, but they're back in layers. The clearance not good by Labouche. But he manages to make amends for it and deck around everyone and put the puck into Dryden, who skates across the front, goes the backhander and puts the puck in the net. So what looked like a bit of bad play there for the Thunder ended up with quite a nice little goal. A little bit of going through everyone was Dryden there. A little pick up. And he undressed Murdolo. He'd be pretty unhappy with that one, but there wasn't much he could do. As soon as you get the goal in moving across the net, that's when the opportunities open up. And the Thunder now out to a 5-2 lead. 3-goal buffer with 14 minutes to play in the third. Not all over yet by any stretch of the imagination. We've certainly seen that Dogs can be quite effective when they get a chance. They're going to need a little bit of luck as well. Check, they come in to put pressure on the Thunder, but the Thunder break it out. And all they need to do, again, they don't need to do anything silly, the Thunder. They can be conservative and they can just play for time. The clock is on their side. There's 13 minutes and 45 seconds remain in this third period of this grand final game. They want the slab of beer. So Moondog Lager, I believe it is. And their name on the trophy. Both of them are quite valuable things. Thunder tried to play back to the point, but they're beaten there by an unlucky bounce. But getting back in time, Brad Lucas. He saw the need for the urgency and tidied it up. Cross ice pass goes only as far as the Dogs. We've got a chance now to break it in with Conroy looking for a shot, but it runs into layers of Thunder defence, who dump it all the way down the other end and get themselves a change and take another 10 seconds off the clock. Dogs now looking to break it out. They've got numbers, but so do the Thunder. It's 5 on 5 and it comes back, picked up by Curra. His pass was intercepted and a little bit of, where's the puck? There it is. It's up the top on the half boards at the moment as Conroy tries to get a shot away, but again, running into too many feet. He's done a lot of work this period. Been very effective. Getting a bit of fatigue as we have a hooking penalty on the Dogs by the look of it. No, it's hooking penalty on the Thunder. No, it's hooking penalty on the Dogs. We'll work it out in a minute. And that's Fleer. We'll be sitting 2 minutes for. So that's why the puck goes all the way down to the other end. And with 12 minutes to go, by the time the puck is dropped, it will be 12 minutes. The Thunder with a 5 goals to 2 lead, and they have 2 minutes on the power play. Not what the Dogs needed by any stretch of imagination. Arbery circling around for the Dogs, looking for an opportunity to try and break it out. The shot comes in by Curra. Nolan makes the save up only as far as the point. The puck comes out, and the Thunder with a chance to shoot in from the half boards. Deflects off a lot of different things, but not enough to put it into the net. And now the Dogs break it out. But, going to need a little bit of luck here and some fortunate bounces and some clearances that aren't quite so fancy, but they get away with it this time. It was Darryl Rule, I think, trying to get a puck out, and now they get a chance. Thunder have committed in deep, but they go the dump. Puck rolls all the way down the other end. 11 minutes and 30 seconds to play. Thunder 5, Dogs 2, with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go on the Thunder's power play. And they're now in numbers, but being pressed by Arbery. They dump it down the other end, and they're not quite going to get a call on that one. It was a legitimate contest for the puck as Dryden found himself strung out a little bit. Now we have a counter ice break by Bazaire, but not able to finish it off. Unfortunately for him, he got tangled up in his feet. Couldn't quite finish it. But some fierce contest going on. Be forgiven for thinking this was almost full contact hockey, but it's not. This is non-checking. As the Thunder with 35 seconds to go on the power play. Again, Bazaire trying very hard to get up forward and be aggressive. This is where the Dogs do need to be aggressive. They are down by that 3 goals, so they can't afford to be too conservative. They're going to have to take some chances and damn the torpedoes a little bit. Watch for them to consider pulling their goalie in the not too distant future. It's either get yourself back in the game or lose. You don't want to lose it. Piece of puck battle there by Conroy, who makes his way around the back, tries to pass it up to the point. Dogs get a shot in from a distance, but it goes off to the right of the net. And no harm. We are now back on as the penalty is all over. Puck lost under someone's feet. There it is, Scotty Verschoen. It's under your feet. They try and break it out. The Thunder comes up to the aforementioned Verschoen, who rides the push by the Dogs, and the Dogs try and play it back up the half boards to break it out of their zone, but it's still in for the Thunder. A couple of loose players floating around, but now the Dogs with a 2-on-1. Fleur has a shot in from a distance, but Farello makes a beautiful save, ties it all up, and we're going to see an interesting call here on Conroy. Looks like he's getting 2 minutes, possibly for spraying ice in the face of Farello. I'm not sure that we'll see a replay on that, but I think that's what it was for. Not very happy about it, but if you do spray ice into the eyes of the goaltender, it is generally frowned on. And now the Thunder with another power play with 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Certainly not what the Dogs needed from that nice little opportunity they had, but a little bit careful and respectful of goalies. You've got to look after them. I'm saying is, what if it was me? Trying to Play around up to the point, shot in from a distance, bounces off everything, they get the rebound, but the tip-in not quite successful, and Modolo's pads were in the way. Up it comes to Houston, who fires it in from a distance. And a nice tip-in, but it is made safe by Lawton Modolo. Beautiful save there from the shot by Houston in through traffic from the blue line. You can see it here in the replay. Gets a nice one-timer on it. Modolo blindsided a little bit. He couldn't see because he was well screened by both of them. But he did manage to position himself nicely and make the save in the end. Work by the goaltender for the Dogs. Up to the corner, another shot in from the point across traffic. And another shot through traffic, and this time the Thunder make the Dogs pay for the penalty, and Dryden there gets the shot away from high slot. You'll see him here unmarked. He just taps it in, and in goes the puck. Nothing Modolo could do about that one. He had to take the first chance. Puck bounces across in front, and more loose bobbling puck. In fact, there's a cheeky little backhander there. I'm not quite sure who scored it, but we'll get that in a minute. By the Thunder to take them out to five, should be in fact 6 goals to 2, I think. Not quite sure what's going on with the scoreboard. I'm pretty sure that's 6 goals to 2. Should get that sorted out pretty soon. Anyway, I think it's 6-2. It's starting to become a little bit academic. I'm fairly confident that he's 6-2, but this time the Thunder will be doing time in the box. And the Thunder player there, and Brad Lucas getting 2 minutes for holding. So this is the Dogs' chance. They absolutely have to score in this penalty to give themselves a chance. If they don't score now, you can pretty much kiss the game goodbye. They get a chance now, shot from a distance, but Frello tidies it up, but it's bobbing loose in front of the net. Can the Thunder clear it out and make it safe? And they do. They clear it out of the zone. Gets back to Rule. He plays it across to Belzaire. And they have got numbers, the Dogs. Conway gets a shot, but it deflected off Weapons Holland. And the Thunder break it out safely. The capable and safe hands of the Schuhen, dumping the puck away down for the Dogs to have to break it out. Being aggressively forecheck the Dogs. Not able to get a good possession. They try to go a little bit too far on their own. They've got a numerical advantage. They must score on this penalty if they are to have a chance. That comes across, but it's picked off by Holland through the neutral zone, going back and covering up things up. And now back goes Houston to tidy it up for the Thunder. And he wisely dumps it all the way down the other end. Not quite a shot on the net. Close enough. 1 minute to go on the power play. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the game. As Conroy takes through, but beautiful save there. Unfortunately, everyone gets tangled up in the net, and the referee has hands up for some infraction. Looks like Farello is going to get a hooking penalty on him. We might see a replay of that. A bit hard to tell. Someone certainly was responsible for hooking. In fact, it's David McAvoy who will sit the penalty, and we will have 5-on-3 for probably 30 seconds or so. This is the Dogs' absolute chance. It's a 5-on-3 for them. Powell, who shoots in from a distance, but it is safely swallowed up by Farello. They have just the 5 seconds to go on the 5-on-3, and then they will go back to 5-on-4. They still have the numerical advantage, but they managed to clear the puck out now, the Thunder, and that will break the 5-on-3 situation back to a normal penalty kill, if it's the 5-on-4. And the Dogs take advantage of it. They absolutely must score now to give themselves a chance. And all the Thunder need to do is just dump the puck down the other end and run down the clock. Shot across the front, looking for the tip in there, but not able to connect with it was Nguyen. The Thunder clear it out, and they are away 1-on-1 now. Will we get a shot away from distance? And the shot's on, and it goes past the despairing right glove of Modolo. And the Thunder now up to what I think is a 7-2 lead. Quite sure what's going on with these goals, but by now, I think. Yep, 7-2. So looking at their previous form, these two teams last time they played, the Thunder won 7-1, Dogs this time 7-2 with that wipes the power play off to the right. The shorties for the Thunder, which was absolutely not what the Dogs needed. Thunder need to just clear it out now. It's been a little bit cute in their zone, but Holland wisely fires it all the way down the other end. Nice little slow dribbler. And as a result, the clock just continues to tick down. It is in the Arctic Thunder's favour. Every second that goes helps them out. And with a 5-goal lead with just 3 minutes remaining. And Holland this time will possibly be done for delay the game, unless it was a deflection. The way the rule works is if a defensive player plays the puck out of the rink without it deflecting off someone, then it is delay the game. But in this case, it might have been a bench. So no foul. Dogs get a shot in from distance. Frello tidies it up. And the puck all the way down the other end. We're back to 5-on-5. Power play is all over. Shot across the front, bounces off Modolo. A little bit of an attempt at a cheeky play it off the goalie's back. We have seen one goal from that earlier today. Shot in from a distance by Curra, not able to get it in the net. Puck bobbling around. Everyone pretty tired by this stage. It is the last 2 minutes and change of this period. As the puck in the corner for a bit of a battle. Is anyone going to get it out? All it's doing is running the clock down for the Thunder. They won't get 2 minutes of stop time because the gap is too big. So all the Thunder need to do is just keep clearing it out. But they're not going to do. They're going to try and score more goals as they play it back. Shot in from the blue line is intercepted. But Thunder back in numbers and they tidy it up. Nice play there by Abuch. Manages to clear the puck out of the zone with a little bit of help. And the Thunder clear it out. And 1 minute and 55 seconds to play in this final. Dogs now, their task almost insurmountable. But they're not giving up. Didn't expect them to. The puck behind the net now for the Thunder. It's a bit slow to get back on their feet. As it comes up to the point for the Thunder, but they just dump it back in around the back of the net. Into the corner they go, looking to play it up to the point. But no, there's just some push and shove in front of the net. That's just a routine battle for position. Hanson, the nice little drop pass to Somerville, who gets a shot away. But bounces off everything, including Morello, and out it comes. We have less than a minute to play in this grand final game. And the Dogs, it's pretty much all over for them now as Morgan goes in, but is beaten by Thunder forwards. And the puck bobbles around in front of the net. Can they get one more to finish it off, just to put some icing on the cake? And they do, and that will be it. It takes it out to an 8-2 victory for the Arctic Thunder with that little rebound and just swarming in numbers. And it looked as though that was 15 for the Thunder, which I do not have on the sheet. So I don't know who it was, but someone will know. There's 35 seconds to go. We had 8-2, a 6-goal lead. That's not going to get beaten no matter what the Thunder do, no matter what the Dogs do. I'm sorry. The Thunder now playing it up. Shot from the distance, goes around the back of everything. 20 seconds, 2 players. Ferrello goes out and plays it back to his defenseman. And the Thunder play it up, but not very effectively on the clearance. There's a loose bobbling puck. Ferrello tidies it up. He's just getting a little bit pushy too, Mr. Ferrello. He doesn't need to be. He's won this game. He can relax now. And this will be the last face-off if it happens. I think that's going to be time. And it is. And the Arctic Thunder win the B2 Grand Final. They won the last time these two met 7-1, and this time they won 8-2. 2 goals to Burt and Padbury. Padbury for the Dogs, I should say. It was 1-1 not long into the first, but Birch and then Verschuren and then Birch again, and then Cook. And then Padbury for the Dogs got one back there to bring them back almost into contention there. Dryden scored 2 times in a row. Birch again, and then Lovell finished it off for the Arctic Thunder. So we finished off with the Arctic Thunder winning the B2 Grand Final against the Dogs Breakfast here at iceHQ, and we'll be back for the B1 Grand Final between the Reservoir Dogs and the Beer Caps at 7:10 p.m. Thank you very much for being with us through this particular broadcast.